What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So today is actually a really exciting day. We're gonna go ahead and install the rear spoiler on my Tesla. So what's actually pretty cool is a company called Hansshow reached out to me after I posted my first video, and it's like, hey, do you want us to send you one of these so you can go ahead and review it? I said absolutely. So honestly, I'm really excited to get this installed because I was looking on Tesla's website, and to get the same spoiler that you can get for the Model 3 Performance was around 500 bucks. Hansshow on their website has it a lot cheaper than that. I'll go ahead and post everything in the link down below, but I'll show you guys everything that we're gonna do to get it installed today. I'll show you guys the before and after, and then after that we'll kind of take a test drive and kind of see how everything looks. But other than that, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so this is what the box looked like. Honestly, it's super light. I wasn't expecting it to be heavy at all, but it should be pretty simple to open. Just go ahead and grab a knife, cut the tape off on different sides here. All right, once you have that open, pull this out right here. All right, now that we got the box out of the way, put this on this so it doesn't fly away. But you have your spoiler right here, and this looks like it opens on this side. All right, so first glance after looking at this looks really great. I love the carbon fiber look and I love the feel to it. I did go with matte black. They have a glossy version, but the reason I went with matte is because the performance version, whenever you get a Tesla, they do have a matte option here, and I wanted to match it closely to that as possible. But we're gonna go ahead and install this. It should be really simple. I'll walk you guys through every step. We're gonna go ahead and put this aside for a second. This also has some painter's tape where you can mark the edges, some more adhesive if you need it, and then it looks like it has some instructions, but we won't be needing that because that's what you have me for. And it looks like it has a couple stickers here that says up and down, but we probably won't be needing that as well. So let's go ahead and clean off the trunk. We'll make sure everything is prepped, and then we're gonna go ahead and start the installation. All right, so before I go ahead and clean the top of the trunk here, what I wanna do is I'm gonna test fit this, and I wanna make sure that the edge to where these lines are is pretty much equal, because I really don't want it to be off center. So we're gonna just go ahead and test fit this first, and then I do have like a little measuring tape. Didn't include one, but if you guys have one lying around, just go ahead and measure it. I'll let you know what mine comes out to, and then it might be the same for you guys, but we're just gonna make sure it's centered. We're gonna mark it with some tape, and then we're gonna go ahead and clean just that piece of the surface and then install it that way. All right, so I finally got it to a place where I love how it looks. So right now, from the clips that you saw, I was walking back and forth a million times. But like I said, I'm very particular. I want stuff to look perfect, or at least as perfect as it can be. So I want to go ahead and get another measuring tape just to make sure. So if you come a little closer, you can see that pretty much from the tip of this spoiler here to this line right here is 3.5 inches. And it's exactly the same on the other side. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and mark it with some tape. Then we're gonna take this off, clean the surface, and then we're gonna go ahead with the final install. All right, so it did include some painter's tape. I have my own, but honestly, I'm just gonna use theirs. So what I'm gonna do is just take a nice little piece, and I'm gonna mark it right there, so I know exactly where to line it up afterwards. And then I'm gonna do the same on the other side. So mark it there. What I'm also gonna do is along the bottom here, I'm also gonna mark it to make sure that I'm sitting on the bottom side of the trunk lip as well. All right, so I got everything marked. This might be a little excessive, but again, I wanted to make sure that everything lines up to where I wanted it to be. So once you feel comfortable with how you want it to look, just go ahead and take this off. We're gonna set it aside. Now, I have some isopropyl alcohol here. It's like 50-50 water and then alcohol, and then I have a rag here. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna clean the surface of where it's gonna sit. Now, I did wash my car yesterday because after you install this, you're not supposed to have any water contact with the spoiler for about 1 to 3 days. So honestly, my car was really dirty. I wanted to wash it beforehand. So if you wanna wash your car before doing this, by all means, go ahead. Or if you just wanna clean that surface there and you know it's not gonna rain or get in contact with water for 1 to 3 days, just go ahead and do that as well. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna spray the rag a little bit, clean that surface, and then we're gonna start the adhesion process. All right guys, so everything is clean, nice and shiny there. The box also came with this adhesion promoter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply a little bit where the rear spoiler is gonna go, and then we're gonna go ahead and install it. It does say that to not get any on your hands, so I'm just gonna go ahead and install some gloves real quick, and we'll just go ahead and apply it where it's gonna go. Now that that's all set, we'll grab what we need. Now, when you do have your wing, you want to make sure that the edge here is going downwards and you don't have it backwards and it's kind of like going up. So make sure you have it on the right way. And what we're going to do is just take the little piece on this side off just a little bit, so that way we can start it. You don't have to take the whole thing off because then it'll kind of like stick to everything, but just go ahead and take the little piece off here and then drag it down. And then go ahead and line it up to where everything else was. Once you have that, go ahead and start taking the little piece off here. Once you started it, just go ahead and push forward on it a little bit. You don't want to go too hard to break it, but just kind of make sure everything is nice and tight here. Once this side is all said and done, you can start peeling this side over here. Now, make sure that you peel both sides first, so that way when you do peel that side, you know, you don't have trouble trying to get to this red tab here. But once you pretty much have it, just go ahead and start pulling this off a little bit and then line it up again with where you want it to be. Push down on it, kind of push this out a little bit more. Just here. Don't need that no more. If it feels a little bit stuck, what you could do is you could pull out a little bit and then just kind of like keep going. And then once that's fully off, you're gonna go ahead and again line it up to where you want it to be and start pushing down. And if you do need a helper, you can have them come and just help you push forward a little bit. Go ahead, come over here, big guy. Push right here, push down, not hard, not too hard. You don't want to break it. All right, and then come this way, go like this, keep going like this right here, like that. Make sure everything's nice and tight down here. And like that. All right guys, once everything is firmly pressed, you are pretty much all set and you just installed your very own carbon fiber lip. Me personally, I think it looks great. I love the way that the car looks with it on, and I always have as soon as I saw them on the performance models. So the only thing we have to do now is grab some painter's tape, and you want to grab a long strip because what we're going to do is we're going to apply a little bit more pressure. We're going to leave it on for like at least 2 to 3 hours. You can leave it more. Me personally, I'm probably going to leave it for 24 hours, but you just kind of want to have that on here so that way it can kind of just stick, doesn't move around, and it kind of gets the maximum bondage. So to give you an example of what I mean is just grab a long piece here. We're gonna start taping it at the bottom right here, and then once you get to the spoiler, just push down a little bit, come from the bottom, again push forward here, and then kind of tape it right there. So once you have that there, it's kind of pushing forward. All right, everyone, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of this lip with the tape. Other than that, that pretty much wraps up today's video. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Hansshow was gracious enough to send us a code. It's gonna be 20% off everything on their site. I'll go ahead and link it below. If you guys are really interested in this, I think it looks great. The quality is there. Tesla's, again, carbon fiber lip is $500. This one is, I think it was like 2 and change, maybe a little bit more, but with that code, 20% off, go ahead over there and check them out. Please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Give a like to the channel. Stay tuned for all the amazing videos that I got coming up soon, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.